welcome to the reading. This reading will be for Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj. Now, I have some interesting and controversial questions I'm going to be asking about their situation. But before I get into all that, let me just check the energies around them. Let me see, like, on an individual level, like, what's happening as far as with Nicki. And then I'm going to be asking about the collaboration and all of that. But what can we see? All right, the card is face down, so it represents her emotion. She's feeling a burden right now. I'm definitely seeing burden. Let's see. What's causing this burden for her? What can we see? Well, I've seen the moon for sure. Not just that, the cards went face down, so it's really affecting her emotions. You guys know what I say. When a card is face down, it represents the emotions, how you feel internally. So let's see what these two cards are, and this is what's causing a burden for her. So there's lies and illusions that she's stressing over, that she's dealing with, right? Not just that, we have the devil. So, I mean, these are some major energies, guys. Major energies to start off the reading. Now, I'm not going to rush this reading, so I'm going to take my time. So if it seems slow, like, I'm just not going to rush it, because I want to pick up the energies. So what I'm seeing here is that, like, her emotions are off. It's telling me because of her home life, she's not happy with her home life. Not just that, work is stressing her as well. You know, it's funny because when I say funny, I don't mean like funny in a literal sense, but like what's interesting is that, like, when you see Nicki, right? It's like she works hard, you know what I mean? It's kind of just like she seems powerful, right? With what she does, and she is, but there's an energy of her body, her constitution, her actual health. And it's kind of like it's a burden on her body. I'm seeing that she's tired. I'm definitely seeing that she's tired. And I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm just going to call it as it is. Those plastic surgeries that she had, it's affecting her health. That's what I'm seeing. It's affecting her body. It's kind of just like, and it's deep too, because it's telling me that when she takes long breaks, she's trying to get her health in order. She's trying to get her body in order. You know, those surgeries require maintenance. You know, like, I've known people that had certain surgeries, right? From like a C-section and all of that. And, you know, I know someone that had like a C-section like years ago, and that thing still sometimes opened up, and it's kind of just like it produces an odor. Sometimes it has like an infection, and it's kind of just like, you know, surgeries and stuff like that. It's not, you know what I mean? It just doesn't go away. Like, sometimes it comes with stuff, right? It's kind of just like, I know someone else that had like another surgery done because of like health reasons. And it's kind of just like, the area where they had the surgery, it's numb and it tingles and it feels funny. So it's kind of just like, imagine all these surgeries like on the body, right? Like where your ass is and all of that, and the boob job and all of that. It's kind of just like, it's causing issues for her. It's causing issues for her. Not just that, she is, and I'm not trying to be like fucked up or anything, but she is kind of like aging. You know what I mean? We're all aging and shit. Like, I'm getting old, everyone's getting old, you know? And it's kind of just like, you kind of slow down a bit. It is what it is. You slow down a bit. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's kind of just like she's tired. She's tired. Not just that, she is dealing with illusions. I'm seeing her with home. Not just that, pain. Learning lessons. You see this lady here? Learning lessons. Learning lessons from pain, learning lessons with life, how to slow down. What else can we see about this? Because it's really fascinating to me. This is like a real life situation. You know, I know people kind of don't like it sometimes. And let me just say, I'm not trying to offend any fans or anybody. I actually think Nicki Minaj is badass. I fuck with her. But, you know, I'm not going to be like an idiot and shit and just kiss her ass and like be dumb, you know? But again, issues with love. This Page of Cups. A wandering eye is what I'm seeing. Her dude has a wandering eye. And it's causing issues. It's causing a burden. Not just that, it fell on the burden. So it's kind of just like, you know that the Page of Cups represents love offers, right? Someone extending love. There's issues going on in her personal life. She's dealing with a lot. She's dealing with her health. She's dealing with slowing down, stressing, learning lessons. But hey, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to stick on this energy too long, but that's fascinating to me. You know, she's still trying to make things happen, though. And this is an issue to do as well with pride and ego, because it's kind of just like she really should just relax. You know, like if she has to take a year off, like, yo, take a year off. But it's funny, though. It's kind of just like people are pushing her. It's kind of just like, you know, her fans and stuff like that. You know, it's like, oh, Nicki, put out work. Oh, Nicki, do this, do that, do this. And it's kind of just like, you know, they know obviously she's a person, but they don't look at the deep shit. You know, they just see her as like, oh, a creative and a mother. But they don't see the deep shit of the plastic surgery, her personal life, like her own life lessons. They don't see that. You know, they don't like to hear that shit too. If you bring up something, you know, that's kind of like on a deep level, they don't want to hear that. They just want to hear like, you know, she's amazing and shit like that. I was laughing because I was going to say like everyone's her sons, but I'll be stupid. I'll be amusing myself, but it's kind of funny. That's like the vibe that I'm getting, that she's going through some real life shit. So, I mean, that is really fascinating, actually. That's something to have like a separate reading on, right? But, you know, once you get the energies, it's like you get the energies. Let me see what's happening with Ice Spice. I don't know anything of Ice Spice. I did a reading as far as like Drake and all of that. That reading was really deep. You guys should see that. She's turning in. People have all these opinions about her. And it's funny because this is such her situation, right? Because it's kind of just like people are saying like, oh, she can't rap, or oh, she needs to move around more. You know, I can agree as far as her moving around more. Like I seen like a live performance on like YouTube, and it was kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie. And it's kind of just like, it's just boring as fuck from what I see. And it's kind of just like she's not trying to hear anything. She's turning in. 4 represents the home. She's trying to be at peace. She's trying to be at home. It's kind of just like everyone has opinions, and she's not trying to hear it. So people are definitely directing opinions at her. Yeah, this is an energy at peace. This is a well-rounded situation with this consciousness. She knows who she is. Sorry, it's kind of windy. The wind's knocking down shit. My bad. Actually, that's not my bad. It's not my fault, but that's what that noise was. But this is interesting. It's kind of just like she's at peace. You know, she knows who she is. It's kind of just like, yeah, people have these opinions, but she's not tripping. What else can we see? This is actually a mellow energy. Look at this. With this maturity, you see this, right? Like, what reader has a reading like this where you get the absolute truth, you get like insightful shit? This is insightful, guys. Look at this shit. This is her personality. Like, she doesn't trip. That's what I'm seeing. She's just turning in. You know, people are saying all this shit, but she's just like, yo, you know, I have my own consciousness, my own being. I don't need to be like anyone else. And with this, like, this scenery, right? With this darkness and all this like smoke, it's a mellow energy, right? It's a really mellow energy what this card is giving me. So like when you see her, like, as people say like her raps are mellow and she's chill, that's actually who she is as a person. Like, yeah, that's not just kind of just like a gimmick or something. That's actually who she is. She's really mellow and chill. Not just that, you see this maturity, right? It's kind of just like all this fuck shit is going like on around her. See, with like the bare trees and shit, all these people with like bare thoughts and opinions as far as just like fuck shit that doesn't uplift her. She's not fucking with it. She's turning in. You see that? She's being mature and all. So I mean, fascinating. Now I'm gonna ask about this collaboration, right? Because I'm curious, like, What can we see as far as the energies around this collaboration, the song that they did together, the recent current one? To be honest, I only heard it one time, so I'm not going to stress too much as far as like the details because I don't know. But let's see, what can we see? So we have the burden again. Nicki's not satisfied with it. She's not satisfied with how it's delivering, is what I'm seeing. She needs to see beyond the illusion, though. It's energies of kind of just like not seeing things clearly, wanting things to kind of like perform a particular way. What else can we see? It's a successful project. That's what I'm seeing. It's successful, but it's kind of just like, I don't know, not being satisfied. And I'm getting this is Nicki's energy, not being satisfied. She wants it to deliver more. You know, I know that this is kind of like the second day, I believe, it's been out. But I don't know, it's kind of just like she wants it to perform better. You know, you see this sorrow, right? So, I mean, this is deep. What else can we see? What can we see about, like, the fans and the people? Like, even people that aren't fans. Yeah, this is really deep. This Queen of Swords, overthinking. Not just that, the Queen of Swords is critical, right? That's her energy. The Queen of Swords, especially when it comes to business and things like that, she's deep with trying to, like, cut things out. It's kind of just like, what can I cut out? How can I improve this? How can I improve that? It's an energy with Nicki being critical on herself. That's what I'm seeing. She's too critical, and it has to do with success. This card landed on the success. So for her, I mean, that's a deep energy. Like, really deep. What else can we see? What else can we see about this? From the fans, from even Ice Spice, like what pops up, what can pop up regarding this situation? Situation to do with money. Yeah, this is a deep situation to do with money, is what I'm seeing. That's where the issue's at. It has to do with investments. Nicki's not necessarily satisfied with the investments. Not just that, this Nine of Wands, it relates to kind of like, in this particular deck, like exercising, kind of like practicing, right? Like getting your craft right. And it's kind of just like, she's just critical. That's what I'm seeing. It's kind of just like, yeah, she's about her money. But it's kind of just like, that's what's causing a lot of issues. Wanting to be, and I know this is going to sound stupid, but that's what's popping up to me, like wanting to be really successful. This is mostly Nicki's energies. What can we see about the fans, though? What's the fans' energy regarding this situation? Give and take with the Six of Pentacles. We also have the Nine of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. And the Three of Pentacles. I mean, they fuck with it. I'm seeing that they fuck with it. But it's like, they're not necessarily delivering. That's what I'm seeing. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know, like, if her collaboration's been, like, major hits before and, like, did all sorts of amazing shit. But it's kind of like it's a reserve energy. Not just that her fans are going through shit. You know, it's kind of just like, and not just them on a personal level, just people in general. People just don't have the money. Because I'm seeing that money is a big issue with this. You see with the money? So it's kind of just like the money is not delivering. The money is not delivering. They don't have money to give. They don't have money just to throw out. It's kind of just like the Three of Pentacles is telling me, like, yeah, they fuck with her. It's kind of just like, oh, yeah, like, cool, you know? The Three of Pentacles is all about collaborating, right? Working together with someone. So it's like, yeah, they fuck with her, but at the same time, the money's not there. You see this, right? Like, being extra with money is not an option for people. And that's what's causing issues with Nicki. It's kind of just like she wants more engagement, more investment. But again, people are hurting financially. So this is a real life situation. It is what it is. This is goodwill with the Wheel of Fortune upright. So it's kind of just like, they have goodwill, but it's just, it is what it is, Like, so I don't really know how this music thing goes. So what I'm thinking of is kind of just like when people might buy like a song 1,000 times or something, I don't know. Like, like that's like what they say Nicki fans do. And it's kind of just like really good for her, obviously. People don't have the resources to do things like that. Like to like really go hard as far as money and shit. So I'm seeing that that's an issue for Nicki. That's like her main deal is the money. Not just that, she's like, how can I improve my craft? Like, if shit's off, like, how can I improve shit? So, and you see, it's causing a burden. My nails are really short, so, like, I can't even grab the cards. So that's what's happening with, like, the whole collaboration. Now, I'm going to look into, like, people are saying, like, oh, Ice Spice might cross Nicki in the future, right? So I'm going to look and see, like, is there any validity to that situation? Will Ice Spice cross Nicki in the future? Let's see. So let's see. Will Ice Spice cross Nicki in the future? What can we see? Four of Cups. Not being satisfied. Someone's not going to be satisfied in a situation, right? The Four of Cups represents wanting more. Usually like with traditional decks, you see a dude like sitting by a tree and a cup being offered to him, but he's not satisfied. That's what I'm seeing here. Someone's not going to be satisfied. What else can we see? So thus far we get not being satisfied. Making a new offer. So, I mean, it's not necessarily looking too good. The Five of Swords. Oh, yeah, there's going to be some issues. Right? Someone's going to want more. I'm getting this as Ice Spice. She's going to want more. She's not just satisfied. It's kind of just like, okay, I did a Nicki collaboration. You know what I mean? But it's kind of just like she's going to want more. She's going to want to keep doing other things, having new offers. And you see this Five of Swords, right? It kind of represents like someone doing something shady to you or you doing something shady to someone and then walking away from it. So that's what I'm seeing. It's definitely going to be some shady shit that's going to be going down. Damn, this Ace of Swords with the Five of Swords. This is deep, right? Because the Ace of Swords represents truth. And I like explaining it so, like, people know the energies. Because, like, I could just tell you, like, oh, yeah, she's going to, like, betray her. You know what I mean? And Nicki's going to be feeling a particular way. Like, I could say that, right? But I'm pretty sure you guys want to know, like, how come I came to this conclusion. Besides just, like, me feeling it intuitively. So what I'm seeing here is kind of just, like, with the Five of Swords, like, yeah, she's going to be doing some shady shit. At least that's how Nicki's going to feel, right? And the fact that the Ace of Swords is with it, it's kind of just like, it's deep energies, right? Because it's like the Ace of Swords represents truth. But the Five of Swords represents being shady. It's two sides to a story. It's not black and white. That's what I'm seeing. It's not like Ice Spice is going to be like, oh, I'm just doing this to be shady. She's just doing what's going to be right for her. That's what I'm seeing. So it's kind of just like, let's just say there's a producer, right, that Nicki doesn't want to fuck with or she hasn't been fucking with, right? And then Ice Spice, like, does something with that producer or artist, whatever. Nicki's going to be, in her feelings about it, but it's kind of just like, it's not necessarily personal. It's just business. And I know people hate that, like, in the online, like, gossip world and shit. People hate when people like, it's just business. But, I mean, that's what I'm seeing. This King of Wands, this is an energy of not looking back, right? Let me have a glass of water, excuse me. I say glass of water, but let me have a bottle of water. Yeah, this is interesting, right? With the King of Wands. The King of Wands doesn't look back. The King of Wands is like a charming energy, right? It's kind of just like she can't help it as far as like Ice Spice. People just, they're attracted to her, right? That's kind of like what the King of Wands represents. So that's like one of like the major energies with him. It's kind of just like he doesn't look back and people are enticed by him. They like what he offers. They find him to be attractive, all of that. So it's kind of just like, it is what it is. People are just drawn to her. And so she can't really help it. This Knight of Swords, she's definitely going to be doing what's right for her. The Knight of Swords is all about actions, movements. All the Knights are, right? This movement has to do with the mind, swords, right? Thinking. So it's kind of just like, okay, if this is good for me, I'm going to do it. You know, it's kind of just like, I'm not seeing loyalty here. This isn't an issue. This isn't an energy of kind of like, oh, okay, like if Nicki doesn't like this, then I'm not going to do it. I'm not seeing that. This is an energy of what's right for me, I'm going to do. You see, with the Eight of Pentacles, what's right for my craft, I'm going to do. That's what I'm seeing. She's kind of just like, yo, if it's right for my craft, if it's right for me, I'm going to do it. It's not personal. It's not business. So, I mean, definitely expect that, guys, you know? So, yeah. Because people are definitely like asking, like, oh, is she going to betray Nicki? I mean, this isn't a betrayal as far as like just being outright cold and being fucked up. This is just business again. So, I mean, yeah. So, let's see. My next question is, I have all sorts of random questions here that kind of already been answered. So, let me see. These are just random questions I came up with. So let's see, should Ice Spice... Okay, let's see. Should Ice Spice trust Nicki? I mean, that's kind of a funny question, but let's see. Should Ice Spice trust Nicki? I asked that because this one guy on YouTube, I forget like his name. I don't know if he was the King of Reeds or something. He's like this real obese guy. He was just saying that Ice Spice should not trust Nicki. Like, like, we seen her history. Like, girl, watch out. And so I was just like, this is fascinating. And I was like, I'm going to ask this in like the reading I'm going to do. So let me see, like, should Ice Spice trust Nicki? The King of Swords. Okay. This is kind of brutal energy, right? You got the whole Viking ship. Nicki's ready to fight. Nicki, she be ready to fight. Right? And that's what this represents, the Viking ship, right? Viking ships represents conquering, right? Domination. That's what they did. They basically, like, you know, back in the olden days, they, like, fucking conquered people, like, all sorts of different other Europeans, and, like, raped them, murdered them, and, you know what I mean? It's just, like, vicious energy, right? This King of Swords, or this is actually the Knight of Swords, excuse me. This Knight of Swords is a vicious Knight of Swords. You see this, right? It's all about conquering and shit. I said King of Swords. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I mean, it is what it is. It's kind of just like, you know, if Nicki feels a particular way, she's not afraid to fight. She's not afraid to do shit. I mean, we already know that. What else can we see about this situation? And I'm still getting a vibe of like, it's not personal. Right? It's kind of just like, it's a thing that Nicki does. It's kind of just like, yo, if she feels threatened, if she feels like she's not receiving like what she feels like she deserves, she's not going to back down. You know what I mean? It's a strategic energy again to this. The fact that it is a sword. It's kind of just like, she's defending what's hers. She's defending herself. She's like, yo, if I'm not going to do it, who's going to do it? That's the vibe that I'm getting. It's kind of just like, if I'm not going to defend myself, who will? You know, if I'm not going to go hard for myself, who will? It's an energy of going back and forth, though. I'm seeing the energy of going back and forth. So I'm not seeing a complete, like, fucked up energy as far as, like, Nicki's, like, side of things. It's more kind of like, if I'm in my feelings and I'm feeling a particular way, I'm going to let it be known. But the fact that it is the Two of Pentacles is kind of like going back and forth, right? it's not a fixed energy. The Two of Pentacles represents kind of just like juggling things, right? And you see the smoke coming out of this guy's ears. It's kind of just like, yeah, Nicki's going to be agitated, you know? Shit sets Nicki off is what I'm seeing. It sets her off. So it's kind of just like, that's just what it is. She does have a aggressive side to her, and things do set her off. What else can we see? Nicki, at the end of the day, is going to do what's right for her. So it's not a situation to do with trust. You see this right with the Eight of Pentacles. This is all about your craft and all of that. Seeing it grow, your investments. Not just that, we have the Ace of Swords. So it's kind of just like, however Nicki sees it is how she's going to be. You know, it's not about like trust exactly. It's just, again, it's business. So, I mean, it seems like a double standard. But it's just, it is what it is. And the reason why I say that is because obviously Nicki doesn't like sort of like when people are like, oh, it's just business. She's kind of just like, fuck that. Like either you're loyal or you're not. But when it comes to her, it's kind of just like, that's her vibe. It's kind of like, yo, if it's business, it's business. Like, I'm not going to do that loyalty shit. Like, you know, I'm not going to outright dish you, but it's about what's right for me. So that's what I'm seeing. It's kind of just like, it is what it is. It's not about trust. It's just, you should already expect this. It's like, you already know how she is. Like, so that's what I'm seeing. It's not about trust and all of that. You know, to be honest, that whole trust shit, it's kind of immature, right? Because it's kind of just like, that's like almost an immature concept, right? Like, especially when it comes to people that you're working with. It's different if it's like your partner, your family, your friends. Okay, then that makes sense. When you're in an industry where it's about numbers and all of that, it's kind of just like, what do you mean trust? Because it's like, at the end of the day, let's just say like you're a has-been and, you know, like things aren't working good. Then, you know, that person's not going to want to work with you. You know, it's not because like it's shady. It's just business. So, I mean, again, it's kind of just like an immature concept to talk about like trust and all of that in this sort of occupation, this sort of business. So let's see. How does Ice Spice really feel about Nicki? Let's see. What can we see about that? How does Ice Spice really feel about Nicki? I'm going to see how Nicki feels about Ice Spice. But yeah, let's see. She's helping me. She appreciates the collaboration. Not just that, Nicki's definitely like teaching her shit, educating her. I'm hearing pitfalls. Watch out for pitfalls. That's what I'm seeing. Nicki's telling her, watch out for this. Don't associate yourself with this. Watch out for Drake. I'm being stupid because of the previous reading I did with, as far as like Ice Spice and Drake. But that's what I'm seeing though. She's just like, watch out for pitfalls, like in the industry. Watch out with getting yourself stuck. So I'm seeing that like Ice Spice appreciates that. What else can we see? Past lives. This is actually really deep. Nicki's like getting her caught up on game is what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? The past lives represents your experiences, things that you accumulate, your memories. And what was I telling you? That she was telling her, watch out for pitfalls, right? And that's what I'm seeing here. It's kind of just like she's saying like, yo, this is what I dealt with. You know, this is what happens. And I'm just going to be real. She's saying like, this is what happens if you have sex with people. This is what happens when you attach your name, you know what I mean, to this person, or this is what happens if you work with this person. She's telling Ice Spice like who's shady in the industry, like her experiences with different people. So I mean, that's really cool. That's like a real good, like nurturing, mothering energy. They're cool. They fuck with each other. I'm seeing that energies are like easygoing. When they're together, it's cool. It's kind of just like, you know, I'm getting a friendly vibe actually. It's a friendly energy. So it's kind of just like, you know, Nicki's like teaching her and shit. And Ice Spice, she fucks with it. She's open for it. You see how the hands are out? She's like, educate me. Like, let me know. And this is actually really cool because the energy that I'm getting from Ice Spice is like, she's really humble and chill. And I know people say that about her, but look at the cards. Like, this is deep. She's like open to it. She, again, the hands is open. It's kind of just like, yeah, like, educate me. Like, let me know. Like, what's up? Slowing down. This is actually, like, chill energy, right? She's learning. I don't know why it keeps telling me she's learning. That keeps popping up in my head. So like it actually gets annoying when I do readings and like particular energies keep popping up. But it's kind of just like she's learning, she's studying. Not just that, she's informing like herself on like, okay, let me slow down and let me look at this. It's regarding the industry. It's regarding her name, like how she associates herself. So it's kind of just like she sees Nicki as like a mothering figure, as a teacher, as a friend. But it's funny though, because it's not necessarily like a friend. This is more kind of like she sees Nicki as like the master and she sees herself as the novice that she can learn from. You know, she's slowing down to study, to learn. You know, and it has to do about her future, her outlook. You see how this turtle is looking at like the outlook of life, the future. His head is facing towards the future. So it's kind of just like that's her situation. Not just that, how to defend herself. The turtles represent kind of like a defense. She's learning how to protect herself, her energies, her money, her name. So this is actually really a good energy. Let me see how Nicki feels about Ice Spice. What can we see? She's saying slow down. Oh, this is actually really deep. I don't know what Nicki knows, but she knows something. She's like, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, but the energy I'm getting is close her legs. She's telling her close her legs with this morality. She's kind of just like, you know, don't be too easy. So something went down. She knows something about Ice Spice. She's kind of just like, you got to watch out for that. And you got to work on that is what I'm hearing. Fascinating. What else? It's an ordinary situation. It's kind of just like real life. It's nothing. This is actually beautiful energy. It's nothing like outrageous, nothing crazy that I'm seeing at the moment. This is kind of like auntie vibes. You know what I mean? Like how an aunt would have like a relationship with like a niece or something. Like I've seen it in my life where it's kind of just like, you know, this is what you need to do and this isn't right. And this is what you can expect if this go down. It's a lot of that energy is what I'm seeing. So it's like an oversight. She's overseeing Ice Spice. Look at this with the control. What was I telling you? That she's basically telling her like, yo, keep your legs closed, control yourself. That's what I'm seeing. It's like Nicki they both genuinely fuck with each other. I'm not getting anything fake. You know what I mean? Like, I know people are saying things like, oh, Ice Spice might just be fake and she's just doing it for a Nicki collab. I'm seeing that they actually genuinely like each other. Like, this was different from, like, I think, was it Coi Leray? It was someone that Nicki did a collaboration with. The energies were really kind of, like, dark and just, like, it was a weird energy. Like, even though I didn't, like, ask questions about particular things, like, the energies were kind of just, like, dark and manipulative, right? With this, it's different. It has a nice balance to it, a nice feel of warmth to it. And you see with the We Are the World, this 10, completion, happiness, fun. They're having fun. It's a nice situation that they're having. So, I mean, that's what I'm seeing. I'm going to leave this reading here, actually. Again, I have, like, probably 8 more questions, but they're kind of redundant at this point, so it's no point.